Howdy race fans, welcome to the ramp for the 5th annual downhill drag racing event. I'm your host, Hendrick Fan 24/7, bringing you live coverage of NASCAR's best drivers from the 2024 season. It's always a surprise every time we come down here that keeps us on our toes, close finishes, big crashes, and bracket busters, just like Shane Van Gisbergen. He was the last race winner when he drove the 91 for Team Trackhouse in the Project 91 entry and was able to fend off Tyler Reddick and Ty Dillon for the victory. This time, he's competing again, but in the number 16 WeatherTech Chevy Camaro for Colleague Racing. He spent a season with the team in the Xfinity Series getting exposure to more NASCAR experience, and the team has tapped into his race for him to have a chance to possibly go back-to-back if he can pull it off. Meanwhile, his fellow V8 Supercar competitors have come to join in on the fun, as you see the 33 of Will Bound, who has made some appearances here before, and the 60 of Cam Waters, who makes his debut with RFK Racing. Let's see what he has in store and could possibly challenge SVG. Truex Jr. has announced that this will be his last full-time season with Joe Gibbs Racing, driven the number 19 he put in the victory lane 2 years ago, but plans on making an appearance with a different team that is yet to be named. Can he possibly get it done for the last time? And speaking of last time, Stewart-Haas Racing will be no more after today's event, as they will be shutting down their doors, leaving 4 drivers vacant. But we know that Chase Briscoe will take over the 19 and looks to have a good run today and possibly get the final win for his boss. And finally, Monterrey, Mexico's very own Daniel Suarez has had a really exciting 2024 season and looks to carry that momentum in this race. As he knows a thing or two about winning in style, as he emerged victorious over Blaney and Busch in a 3-wide photo finish back in Atlanta for what is one of the closest finish in NASCAR history. Boy, let me tell you, that might as well change tonight here at the ramp for its unknown and mysteries it possesses, much like Talladega. The racers have now been called to the cars, and it is about that time for the cars to rumble once more. Alright, making up the first group of the afternoon will be the 66 of Josh Bilicki for Garage 66, the 77 of Carson Hocevar from the Truck Series, making his debut as a rookie for Spire Motorsports, the 41 of Ryan Preece, and the 54 of Ty Gibbs for Joe Gibbs Racing. And they're off! A mad dash to the finish line is going to be the 41 of Ryan Preece and the 77 of Carson Hocevar, making a 1-2 going to the next round, leaving the 66 and the 54 to be the first drivers eliminated from the event. Goddamn, Ty, you really do suck donkey butt. Anyways, it is now time to move on to the next group of competitors to take on the ramp. In the second group, we have the 20 of Christopher Bell, Cam Waters in the 60 making his debut as mentioned previously, Truex Jr. in the 19 in lane 3, he was the 3rd annual downhill drag racing winner, and the 31 of Daniel Hemrick making his first appearance here in lane 4. And Christopher Bell wins that one, and Cam Waters comes to rest on his roof very slowly after hitting the bump. Definitely a weird way to get in an accident like that. So here it is. Cam Waters briefly, he had the lead, but then on the transition, right over the bumps, he just got loose. And then the 20 of Christopher Bell turns right, and the 31 comes in later and actually gets into the 30 of Cam Waters, and that sent him on his roof at the bump at the end. But he will make it to the next round, joining Christopher Bell. Now, the rulebook says if you get into a crash and make it to the next round, you're allowed to get a backup car, but you only get one, and after that, you gotta hold on to what you have. It's not gonna be easy, as now we see the 60 of Cam Waters getting the hook, joining Christopher Bell and going to the next round. Meanwhile, the 31 of Daniel Hemrick is an early exit, as well as Truex Jr. unfortunately will not have a run to possibly get his second win. Next up in Group 3, we have the 34 of Michael McDowell, the 14 of Chase Briscoe, the 62 of Anthony Alfredo, welcome back, Mr. Pasta Man, and the 48 of Alex Bowman in lane 4. Out of trouble, the 34 of Michael McDowell, he has landed upside down on his roof after hitting a bump. My goodness, that looks like a vicious hit. Whew. And we're getting some more of that the 14 maybe had something to do with it, but we will check on the replay momentarily. So here comes the 34 into the picture. Oh wow, he's actually a car ahead of the 14 before he even gets to him. And right there, the 14 will get the second spot. So it was actually Michael McDowell who actually crashed on his own. As now we'll take a look at the aerial view. Oh my goodness. Michael McDowell, too fast on the ramp. That's what set him over. So Michael McDowell is out of the car, and he will get a backup car for the next round as he will join Chase Briscoe in the hunt for the chip. As now drivers are taking note not to go too fast, or else they'll be sent upside down and having to waste more resources. And at 36, we have Kaz Gralla for Front Row Motorsports, Wreckway Racing's number 51, Justin Haley. In lane 3, the most popular driver and the second annual downhill drag racing winner, Chase Elliott, in a 9 for Hendrick Motorsports. And the 23 for 2311 Racing is Bubba Wallace in lane 4. This is Group 4. And there's another crash. Chase Elliott's upside down. He got hit by the 23 of Bubba Wallace, and that sends him on his roof. My goodness, this is crazy. The calamity we have in round 1 is absolutely insane. 3 in a row. Are you kidding me? And transitioning from the bumps, Chase Elliott had much more speed than Justin Haley. And then coming off the ramp, he gets too fast, hits the wall, hits the bump, and then into the path of the 23 with absolutely nowhere to go and no time to react. It's just an innocent bystander who hits his best buddy. And, Chase Elliott, he didn't learn too much from what happened to McDowell. As Justin Haley, he slowed down just in time just so he can advance. But Chase Elliott, as well as Michael McDowell and Cam Waters, will get a backup car. So he will go on to the next round with Justin Haley. Group 5, we have the number 50 of Corey Heim making his debut for 2311 Racing, the 17 of Chris Buescher, the 16 of defending champion Shane Van Gisbergen, and the 4 of Josh Berry, who is a rookie to this downhill drag racing season, making his debut for Stewart-Haas Racing that will shut down after today. And out of the gate in a hurry, Shane Van Gisbergen wins this one and moves on to the next round. I had my eye on the 16. I couldn't even tell who got second place as we were taking a look once more. It's between the 4 and the 50, and then poor Chris Buescher comes back in 4th. And, that was actually pretty close. So we'll have to go to the side view and take a look. Oh, my goodness. What? I can't even tell that. I can't tell if it's either Josh Berry or Corey Heim that got, because it looks like they crossed the line at the same time, at the same speed. I'm going to have to leave that to the official to decide what they're going to do, but that is too darn close. This probably is going to be the closest finish I have ever seen in downhill drag racing history on this channel. So now we are getting the word that we are going to have a redo between Josh Berry and Corey Heim. Even the officials couldn't decide who it was, so they're going to have a go-around in lanes 2 and 3, and we'll get to see who will join Shane Van Gisbergen in the next round. This is the first time in downhill drag racing history where we had a redo. Before that never happened. This is insanity and historic. Well, here we are, folks, in lane 2 and lane 3. Get out your popcorn. This is going to be interesting. Josh Berry wins the tiebreaker, and he lands upside down once again like so many other drivers. How many more wrecks are we going to have where a driver's going to hit the bump and that we land upside down? Are you kidding me? And at least Corey Heim was smart with it as he veered left, as he knew he was going to lose anyways. Heading from the transition as the 4 absolutely dusted him in the rearview mirror, carried too much speed, and then right then and there lands on his side, then comes slowly on his roof. Man, what could have been for Corey Heim had he had more speed in the first round and the second round that would get him into the next round, but it's going to be the 4 of Josh Berry who is going to join the 16 of defending champ Shane Van Gisbergen. Group 6, the 12 of Ryan Blaney, who has won the first downhill drag racing event, the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the 10 of Noah Gragson, replacing Eric Almirola, makes his debut for Stewart-Haas Racing, that has competed in downhill drag racing before, and the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Oh, yikes. We got a pileup between Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and the 10 of Noah Gragson, who is in the air. Ooh. Well, at least it's not somebody that's on the roof, thank goodness. So with that out of the way, Noah Gragson moves on to the next round, and there was a fight for the second spot as Hamlin right there. Thought he could get it, but it was not enough. Ryan Blaney just by a nose over Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Denny Hamlin. And remember, I saw him, he got loose on the bumps, and I thought Stenhouse would have a shot at getting him to the line in just a short amount of time, but it wasn't enough. Ryan Blaney manages to hold off the 47 and the 11 going into the next round. Good job, 12 team. Here in the 7th group, we have the 33 of Will Brown, the 2 of Austin Cindric, the 5 of Kyle Larson, and the 15 of Tim Brown. Both Browns aren't related, just letting y'all know. It's Larson and Will Brown that will advance over the 2 and the 15. Now let's see how close it was between the two. I think Larson got it just... Oh wait, no! It was actually Will Brown that got it over Kyle Larson. And after that, there was just no competition between Cindric and Tim Brown. And what do you know? All V8 supercar drivers have gone to the next round to challenge SVG and give him a run for his money. They're not making it easy on him. This is going to be something to watch. As now we're getting ready for the 8th group. It'll be Kyle Busch, the 42, and the 21 of Harrison Burton with William Byron, the 2024 Daytona 500 champion. Group 8 on the ramp now, ready to take on the action. John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 back in a NASCAR action, and the 21 of Harrison Burton. This could potentially be his last time that he competes in downhill drag racing, but we'll see how far he goes. Here comes Harrison Burton for the win over the 42 and the 24. Kyle Busch was left in the dust. He will move on to the next round. And it was a close battle for second place as we take a look right here coming at the finish line. Not enough for the 24. John Hunter Nemechek back in NASCAR going into the next round. How about that for Legacy Motor Club? Another elimination from the Hendrick camp. William Byron joins his teammate into the losing side, and Kyle Busch still having that bad luck from 2024, carrying it still into this event. How unfortunate, but is going to be the 21 of Harrison Burton and John Hunter Nemechek going to the next round, and Nemechek's teammate Eric Jones is coming up next. Group 9, we have the 43 of Eric Jones, the 22 of Joey Logano, the 3 of Austin Dillon, and the 38 of Todd Gilliland. And Joey Logano wins and advances to the next round. The 2024 champion's got his eye on the prize and keeping up the momentum he has left off in the fall. As now we take a look at see who comes in second. It's going to be the 3 of Austin Dillon. And we got some words exchanged between Eric Jones and Joey Logano as the police is coming to try to separate those two. Eric Jones saying that Logano had intentionally blocked him in his lane to get across and potentially make it in the next round. And now we're taking a look at the aerial coverage to see what exactly he's talking about. Yeah. I mean, Logano did turn left into his lane, and Eric Jones is actually keeping up pace with the 3. And with that left turn for Logano, Jones tried to turn right to get some advantage to try to move on. But yeah, I definitely see why Eric Jones would be mad at Logano. Eric Jones taking a walk on the losing side, escorted by police. He explained to the officials what had happened, and the officials deemed that his claim was valid, but Logano will move on to the next round, but the officials will keep an eye on him, so he goes and joins with Austin Dillon. In Group 10, we have the 1 of Ross Chastain, the 7 of Corey Joy, who is rumored to potentially lose his ride after this event, the 99 of Daniel Suarez, and the 44 of J.J. Yaley. Oh, look at this. It's the Trackhouse duo making it to the next round. What a dominating performance over the 7 to 44. Impressive run for those two. They will now move into the next round and competing against each other for the second round. Look at this. My goodness. And Chastain gets the nod over the 99, much like how Atlanta went, but this time the roles were reversed. Justin Marks is very happy with his two amigos right now. They will have a chance, another round at fighting for the championship. Amazing job. And now it is time to move on to the 11th group of this round. In the number 13, we have AJ Allmendinger next to the 45 of Tyler Reddick, who is last year's runner-up, the 6 of Brad Keselowski, and the 71 of Zane Smith, making his debut with Spire Motorsports and a rookie here in downhill drag racing events. Oh boy, AJ Allmendinger out of the gate in a hurry, makes it over to the line, and it was a close battle between Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, and rookie Zane Smith. And I believe the 45 tried to pinch the 6 and the 71 to the wall. We'll have to take a look on the replay to see what exactly happened and why that occurred. So here comes AJ Allmendinger crossing line first. And yeah, Tyler Reddick definitely turned right into the 6 and the 71. And I saw the 71 hit the wall from the transition. And I see a piece of debris, a white piece of debris from the wall, actually. I think that came from Tyler Reddick's lane when I was watching. But that probably might have caused why Tyler Reddick turned right. Something broke maybe on the track. Not entirely sure, but the officials will take a look at it and maybe some cleanup crew to fix the wall. But right now it's time to look into the final group. Group 12, just two cars. Jimmy Johnson in lane 2 for the 84 of Legacy Motor Club. And in lane 3, the 78 of BJ McLeod. Oh, Johnson gets stuck on the bumps, and BJ McLeod is going to advance over him. What an upset. I did not see that one coming. Johnson, oh my goodness, he was leading the whole way, and then all of a sudden on the transition, he just lost it, and then BJ McLeod just stole the show, and he will take his spot in moving on to the next round. As you see, the track is actually coming apart right there. We're actually going to have to fix, the crew is going to have to fix on that to see what happened. No, it was actually the bump on the flat surface that actually got him. And BJ McLeod, the driver from Wauchula, Florida, is going to advance over Johnson, as I mentioned before. What an upset. And this is a driver with no sponsor, by the way, a small team, part-time, and he's looking to take it as far as he goes. There's Johnson right there on the losing side. Very unfortunate. He was a semifinalist last year, and the same problem. He got stuck on the bumps there with the transition. Ah, man, it just keeps getting worse for Johnson with bad luck. But that is the end of round 1. What a crazy turn of events, from flips to crashes to redos to close finishes, upsets. My goodness, we are already having a historic day here. Don't go away soon. We'll be back in the commercial and bring you more action for round 2. Welcome back to the ramp. What a crazy first round we've had. I have never seen such a competitive field like this where everyone is scrambling for the win. Now with less drivers remaining in the hunt, the second round should be less chaotic. And the top two drivers, like last round, will lock themselves into the semifinals. It's just gotta survive and keep on rolling. And the funny thing to note, half of these drivers have actually made their way into the round with a damaged race car and a backup car, so we'll see how they will do compared to the others. Up first is the 41 of Ryan Preece trying to get it done for SHR, the 77 of rookie Carson Hocevar, Christopher Bell in the 20, and Cam Waters in the 60 trying to make it to the next round in the RFK car. Oh, big crash! Christopher Bell upside down. He had help with the two Fords, and he has landed on his roof. My goodness, the craziness from round one has made its way into round two, right where we left off. Oh, my gosh, this is insanity. These drivers are not giving each other room or inches. Whew. Well, Preece makes it into the next round. He turns right into him across Carson Hocevar, and then he pinched himself between Cam Waters and Christopher Bell. Will go to the next round, and we'll have a backup car, but that is all she wrote for the 60 car and the 77 of Carson Hocevar. Next up, in lane 1, we have the 34 of Michael McDowell. Next to him is the 14 of Chase Briscoe, also trying to make it into the next round to join his Stewart-Haas Racing teammate. Chase Elliott in lane 3 and Justin Haley in lane 4. And it is all Michael McDowell from start to finish. He moves on to the next round with Chase Elliott ahead of Briscoe, who got loose on the bumps from the transition of the ramp to the surface. And right there, it was just enough for him to lose to Chase Elliott. Heartbreaking, so unfortunate. He was really looking forward to having a shot to win for the boss man, as he grew up as a Tony Stewart fan. Well, unfortunately, his day comes to a close. But his teammate is still in it, as well as his other Stewart-Haas Racing drivers. It is now Shane Van Gisbergen, Josh Berry, and his teammate Noah Gregson, and another Ford driver Ryan Blaney on the ramp and trying to get themselves into the next round. Another win for Shane Van Gisbergen in a close battle for second between the three Fords. Once again, SVG puts on the display of raw speed, but Josh Berry was able to keep up with him and go into the next round with him. And a close battle for last with the other two drivers. And they all go to the losing side of the bracket, and it is now time for the next group. Will Brown takes on lane 1, along with Kyle Larson in lane 2, lane 3, Harrison Burton, and the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek in lane 4. It's Kyle Larson and Will Brown moving on to the next round. Also, I just realized how well that rhymed. So Will Brown will be paired up with SVG in the semifinals and could possibly give a run for his money. So this ought to be very interesting. So now we have 3 of the 4 Coca-Cola Racing family drivers, which is Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, and Daniel Suarez. And of course, there's his teammate Ross Chastain in lane 3. Oh, the 3 is slowed down. The 3 is slowed down. He didn't cross the finish line all the way. Is now stopped in the middle of the track. The other 3 have crossed it, but he is now stuck in the middle. He can't get his car going. And we're taking a look now. Back in lane 2, the transition part has come apart. It is lifted up. I think that's what catapulted his car into the air. Yeah, right there. Yeah, Austin Dillon hit that transition. The transition from the surface to the ramp, and his car just got launched, and something might have broken on him, because we're seeing that he's still on there and he's having a hard time trying to get his car going. Meanwhile, with the battle for the lead between Joey Logano and Ross Chastain, that win will go to the 22, and Chastain's teammate Daniel Suarez is left in the dust. And then here comes the 3 coming into the picture as he is slowed down. And we see the tow truck now on the track. And Austin Dillon has reported that he cannot get his car going and that he is done for the day. So now he's going to the losing side. Very unfortunate for the 3. But now it is time to move on to the next round. Joey Logano and Ross Chastain are going to the semifinals. Final group of round 2. AJ Allmendinger in the 13 in lane 2. Tyler Reddick in lane 3. And the 78 of BJ McLeod looking to make it into the semifinals. What a close one between the 3. AJ Allmendinger, he had the lead on the ramp, and then on the transition, always the trickiest part on the track, has lost all that momentum, and now it is going to be a tough decision to figure out who advances over who. Oh, here comes BJ McLeod, hits the wall, and then here comes Tyler Reddick trying to steal the way. There's Allmendinger. Oh no, he just lost it by a nose, and Tyler Reddick just by inches over the 70 of BJ McLeod will be the first driver to win that one. So the win goes to him, and the 70 of BJ McLeod will join him. As you see, Allmendinger, he's frustrated, very mad. He could have won that one, what could have been for the 13. Well, now that concludes the second round, and now we're going to get ready for the semifinals. In my opinion, that is one of the bloodiest rounds, but so far it's been round 1, for as others can tell. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. The semifinal round is about to begin with just 12 drivers still in the hunt for the downhill championship. This is going to be a massive elimination round as only one driver out of the other 3 in each group will be allowed to advance this time around to the final race, which will determine the championship. Now, why don't we find out who our final 3 contestants will be, shall we? Here we have Ryan Preece, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, and Chase Elliott. Half of these drivers who are racing right now have been in the backup car and have had a nasty crash. This is going to be very spicy. Hold on, everybody. Oh, what a close one between McDowell and Preece at the line. Chase Elliott turned the 34 to the right, trying to get somewhat of a position advantage over the 20, but it's not going to be enough. As we take a look right here, our first final contestant is going to be the 41 of Ryan Preece. How about that? And if Michael McDowell could have kept it straight, then he would have had a chance at possibly being in the final. But right now, Ryan Preece, our first contestant, who is going to join him in the next round? Does anyone have anything for SVG in lane 1 right here, folks? We have the 33 of Will Brown, V8 Supercar rival. We have one of the best drivers in the field, Kyle Larson, Josh Berry, who are taking up on the ramp, having a chance to go into the final. Kyle Larson on his side. Uh-oh. Well, that sucks considering that is on the driver's side. And the driver to join Ryan Preece in the next round is going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. He is going to defend his title and join in the final round. How about that? And Josh Berry, he almost had it, but from the transition, he lost the momentum and lost to the 16 car. Man, you hate it, but it's also very exciting to see the guy who has won it last year in dominating fashion is going to have another run at potentially making history of going back-to-back. And here's Kyle Larson on the hook. He is done for the day. And finally, we have the 22 of Joey Logano, the 1 of Ross Chastain, the 45 of Tyler Reddick looking to make another final round appearance, and the rival SVG, and the 78 of BJ McLeod also in contention for the final round. This ought to be very interesting. It's Joey Logano for the final round and Ross Chastain upside down. One of the many cars who has flipped on their side. My goodness, this has got to be a record number. And the 45 of Tyler Reddick did not have enough. He will be going to the garage. How unfortunate. But Logano gets it done in fashion and is going to be joining the 41 and the 16 to fight for the championship. Look at that. Perfect all the way around. Actually almost flipped. And it was almost the case with the 1, but it was bound to be with the 45 of Tyler Reddick coming in too hot and hitting him in the back and sending him upside down. So with that out of the way, we have our final round decided. Ryan Preece, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Joey Logano. And Tyler Reddick and BJ McLeod, man, what a run. Especially for BJ McLeod with no sponsorship too. Next year, I believe he's going to have a sponsorship and someone rooting for him to go this far as he did today. But don't go anywhere. We got one more commercial break, and then we'll be right back with you, folks, for the exciting conclusion of the 2024 Downhill Drag Racing event.
This is Chris Wright. He may look like a normal driver, but that's not the only thing he's done. He's killed 2 teams, Brandon Motorsports and Our Motorsports. Help us fight against those smaller teams so they don't hire him by calling 9999999. If your team has been affected by Chris Wright, call 9822-9992. Thank you for watching.
The wait is over. The final race of the 2024 edition of Downhill Drag Racing is set with your final 3 on the ramp to take home the trophy and the glory. In lane 2, we have the 41 of Ryan Preece for Stewart-Haas Racing, making his first ever appearance in the championship race and looking to win it for the boss man whose team will be closing its doors, looking to get one more trophy before it's time. Here in lane 2 is the number 16 of Shane Van Gisbergen, making his second championship race appearance, looking to defend his title from last year and becoming the first ever back-to-back champion and 2-time champion. He's got some pressure from the other 2 drivers. All he's just got to do is just win. Easier said than done, though. And Joey Logano in lane 4 in the yellow number 22 machine, trying to become the second Penske car to win a downhill drag racing event. His teammate Ryan Blaney has won it all the way back to the very first time we've raced here on the ramp and looking to fill the trophy case for Roger Penske. 3 cars, 1 race, let's go! It's Shane Van Gisbergen. Oh no, he's upside down. The winner has crashed. Shane Van Gisbergen goes back to back, but is now upside down. Oh my goodness, what a way to end this event. Shane Van Gisbergen gets it done, defying all odds. This is the first time I've ever seen a winner crash upside down like that. Logano and Preece had a good run, but it was not enough. Nobody had a chance of stopping SVG. He is the man of the hour once more. Look at that. Absolutely full send down the ramp, but it was too much. Crash is over, but he wins in style. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Number 16, your victor here today. He can barely get the car rolling, unable to do a burnout, but the trophy is what matters. Congratulations to his sponsor, Allen NASCAR, Mr. Turbo Lover, It's Gaming Time 11, Replied, and CSD 31 Racing Network. With that out of the way, it is time to take a look at your race results. Shane Van Gisbergen becomes the first 2-time champ of the series and fends off Ryan Preece, getting his career best finish and a solid end to Stewart-Haas Racing. A wonderful job for McLeod in his own car, placing top 5 in this event, and Supercar's rival finishes in 9th. Michael McDowell with a solid run for FRM, as this will be his last time driving the 34 and will take over the 71 at Spire Motorsports. Scrolling down the list, Corey LaJoie finishes 27th, and the rumors were true. It is confirmed that Corey LaJoie will lose his ride, and a driver has yet to be named. Just not the best day for him, as he had an early exit from the event with the salt in the wound. Byron, Busch, and Corey Heim both had great potentials of moving up a few places, but today was just not meant to be. Especially for Ty Gibbs finishing dead last, he's got a lot of work cut out for him. So that is all, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 2024 edition of Downhill Drag Racing for what has become a historic day for racing for numerous reasons, but the biggest one is SVG winning back-to-back events. You bet he's coming back to the Ram next year, trying to go 3 for 3. But gotta hold on the reins for next year to come. But until then, this is Hendrick Fan 24/7, signing off.